chosen one. Do you ever wake up feeling like you just ran a spiritual marathon? Like your body rested, but your soul didn't? Do you find yourself constantly tired, even when you're not doing much physically? You eat right, you rest, you pull back from the noise of the world. And still that deep exhaustion clings to you like a shadow. If that sounds like you, then listen closely. Because this message has found you at the exact moment it was meant to. There are no coincidences here. You're not lazy. You're not weak. You're not broken. You are chosen, and there is a reason why you feel the way you do. There is a deeper truth at work, one the world doesn't understand, but your spirit knows well. What you're experiencing is not just fatigue of the flesh, it's the fatigue of the soul, the mind, the spirit, and it's tied to your purpose, your power, and your path. This message isn't for everyone. It's not for those lost in the illusions of this world. This is for the chosen ones, the light bearers, the quiet warriors, the healers, the visionaries, the spiritual rebels who came here with a divine assignment written in the blueprint of their soul. And if you're hearing this now, it means your spirit is ready to understand the truth behind your exhaustion and what to do about it. I don't need to convince you of who you are. Deep down, you already know. Even if you've doubted, even if you've tried to ignore the call, something inside you has always known you were different. Not better. Different. Wired for something beyond the surface of this world. You've always carried an awareness most people can't comprehend. And with that awareness comes a weight, a sacred weight. That's what I'm going to help you understand today. But I need you to lean in. Don't just listen. Feel this. Let these words soak into your spirit, not just your ears. This isn't theory, and it's not entertainment. This is divine information. A lifeline for the weary souls who've been walking through the shadows, wondering why they feel so drained, so heavy, so tired all the time. You're not imagining it. You're not alone. And most importantly, you're not powerless. You've just been fighting a battle most people can't see. You've been giving energy in ways most people don't recognize. You've been living in a world that doesn't nourish what you truly are. But today, that's going to change. Today, I'm going to show you what's really happening, why your soul feels like it's been running on empty, and what you can start doing right now to reclaim your strength. So before we go any further, I want you to do something powerful. Drop into the comments and type the number that resonates most with your spirit right now. 777 if you're ready for spiritual awakening. 333 if you've been seeking guidance. 444 if you need protection. 999 if you're going through endings. Or 666 if you know it's time to return to spiritual alignment. Let me know where your energy is. Let the universe see your declaration. And while you're at it, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Rise of the Chosen, and tap that bell icon so you never miss another message meant for your soul. There are others out there who need this too, so share this video with your fellow chosen ones. You never know whose life you might change by sharing the light. You see, the fatigue you've been carrying is not random. It's not without purpose. It's sacred. It's tied to your awakening, your transformation, and your spiritual responsibility. It's your soul's way of signaling that something within you is shifting, growing, evolving. You are not who you were last year or even last month. You are shedding layers. Your energy is adjusting to a higher vibration, and that shift takes its toll. But don't worry. As we move through this message, I'll walk with you. I'll explain why you're tired, where that tiredness comes from, and what it's asking you to recognize. We'll look beyond the surface. We'll dig into the unseen. and we'll rise through it together. This isn't the kind of video you scroll past. This is the kind you find when your soul is ready to remember. And I know your soul is ready, because you're still here. Let's begin. Understanding the Chosen One's energy. Chosen One, to truly understand why you feel this deep, unshakable fatigue, you have to first understand the kind of energy you carry. You're not like everyone else. Your energy isn't ordinary. It's divine, rare, and immensely powerful. But that power comes with weight. And that weight comes with responsibility, and yes, exhaustion. Your body is a vessel, yes, but your spirit is a lighthouse in a stormy sea. You radiate light whether you try to or not. And that light pulls in everything, good and bad. Most people go through life only using the energy they need to survive. But you, Chosen One, you operate on a different level. You are constantly giving, even when you're silent. You heal others just by being present. Your vibration uplifts those around you, often without you even knowing. But here's the part they don't tell you. When you shine that brightly, you also become a target for those who are lost in the dark. You've probably noticed how people are drawn to you. Strangers open up to you, friends lean on you. Even those who barely know you come to you when they need clarity, peace, or comfort. And most of the time, you give it without question. You give your energy freely because it's natural to you. But what you don't always see is how much of yourself you're pouring out, day after day, until you're left empty, wondering why you're so tired. You may think you're just being kind or helpful, but spiritually you're doing much more than that. You're transmuting energy. You're absorbing pain, fear, confusion, then filtering it through your own being to return it as calm, love, and understanding. That's spiritual labor. And that labor is not something the physical body was designed to sustain endlessly without restoration. This is where the burnout begins. But it's not just people that drain you. Environments do too. Crowded places, loud energy, chaotic spaces, they all pull on your frequency. You walk into a room and immediately feel everything. The tension, the sadness, the spiritual residue. And because your energy is tuned to such a high sensitivity, you begin working unconsciously to harmonize the space. Without saying a word, your spirit goes to work. And again, you're giving, always giving. Now let's talk about your vibration, your frequency. You see, your soul operates at a much higher vibration than most. This is not ego. This is reality. The higher your vibration, the more you feel. You feel joy more deeply, yes, but you also feel pain, conflict, and spiritual dissonance more intensely. So while others walk through life numb or unaware, you absorb, reflect, and carry. And that carrying becomes draining over time. The more your awareness expands, the more your energy stretches. Your mind isn't just processing your day-to-day tasks, it's constantly interpreting the unseen. You're picking up on spiritual signals, emotional undercurrents, divine downloads, and soul contracts, all while just trying to get through the week. No wonder you're tired. You're not just living in the physical world, you're balancing between realms. You exist in a thin space between the material and the spiritual. This in-between place is sacred, but it's also exhausting, because you're not just dealing with life, you're navigating purpose. Every thought, every feeling, every moment seems to carry more weight. You don't get to shut it off, because your soul is always tuned in. That's what makes you chosen. That's what makes you tired. And yet, you keep going. Even when you don't understand why you're so drained, you push forward. That's because your soul remembers. Even when your body aches and your mind feels foggy, your spirit knows it has work to do. But let me be clear, this is not how you're meant to live forever. Spiritual fatigue is not a badge of honor. It's a call to awareness. It's a sign that something needs to shift. And that shift begins with understanding. So understand this, chosen one. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are powerful. And your energy, when aligned, protected, and honored, can move mountains. But you must begin treating it like the sacred force it is. You must begin honoring your own needs as deeply as you honor others. You must learn to discern who and what deserves your energy and what does not. This video is your wake-up call, a reminder that your exhaustion has a purpose, but it also has a solution, and that solution begins now. Because the more you understand your energy, the more you will know how to protect it, and when you protect it, you rise. Hidden battles in the unseen realm. Now let's go even deeper, chosen one. There's a reason your tiredness doesn't make sense on the surface. It's because much of it doesn't begin in the physical world at all. Your soul is fighting battles that most people don't even believe exist. But you know. Deep down, you've felt it. You've sensed it in your dreams, in the silence of the night, in those moments when everything feels heavy but there's no visible cause. That's not your imagination. That's spiritual warfare. You see, your body may be resting, but your spirit rarely sleeps. While others lay their heads down and drift into simple dreams, your spirit enters the battlefield. You are a light in realms where darkness still tries to prevail, and that light draws attention. It draws resistance. The stronger your spirit becomes, the more you awaken, the more the opposition rises to meet you. This is not meant to scare you. It's meant to awaken you to your reality. How many times have you woken up at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m., heart racing, unable to breathe, unsure why? How often do you experience vivid dreams that feel more like messages or warnings than random stories? That's because your spirit is active. You are being visited, tested, and trained in the unseen. And yes, that work takes a toll. Even when your body is still, your soul is navigating dimensions, moving through realms, protecting others, receiving divine instruction, clearing ancestral lines. That is sacred work, but it is also draining. There's a name for this. Some call it night missions. Others call it soul travel. But to you, it's simply life, your life. And the exhaustion it brings isn't something a nap can fix, because your spirit is spending energy in places your mind barely remembers when you wake up. But your body remembers. That's why it aches. That's why it's heavy. That's why you feel like you've run a marathon when you haven't even left the bed. Spiritual warfare isn't always loud. It's not always demons in the dark or nightmares full of chaos. Sometimes it's subtle. A persistent pressure on your chest, a heavy fog that follows you for days, thoughts that don't feel like your own, emotions that seem to arrive from nowhere. All of this is evidence of the battles you've been fighting, and what's more, you've been fighting them while still showing up in the physical world, working, parenting, loving, building, serving. No wonder you're exhausted. Let me be clear, though. This does not mean you're under attack because you're weak. You're being attacked because you're powerful, because your light is disruptive to the systems of darkness that want to keep others asleep. Your awakening is dangerous to the forces that feed on fear and ignorance. You walking in your purpose sends a shockwave through the spiritual realm, so they resist. They try to distract you, drain you, discourage you, because they know what happens if you fully rise. But here's the truth. You were built for this. You were not chosen to break. You were chosen to transform. Every battle you face is refining you, strengthening you, unlocking spiritual gifts you didn't even know you had. That exhaustion, It's part of the training. It's part of the molding. But even warriors need rest. Even healers need healing, and even light beings need to protect their flame. So how do you begin to reclaim your strength? First, by recognizing that rest is not weakness. It's protection. Sacred sleep, intentional grounding, spiritual cleansing. These aren't luxuries. They are necessities for your survival. Start guarding your sleep like it's your sanctuary. Before bed, pray. Meditate. Speak protection over your soul. Call on your guides. Ask the divine to surround your spirit with light. Invite only what is for your highest good to approach you while you rest. You may not be able to stop every battle, but you can strengthen your spirit for the journey, and you can stop carrying the weight of this warfare alone, because you are not alone. Never have been. There are forces of light working with you, standing beside you. But you have to invite them in. Give them permission to assist you. Speak it. Claim it. Declare that you are covered, protected, and surrounded. Chosen one, your fatigue is not a flaw. It is a signal that your spirit is active in realms others can't see. A signal that your purpose is stirring and your power is rising. Do not ignore it. Do not dismiss it. Honor it. And then protect yourself with the same love and wisdom you offer the world. Now, I want to hear from you again. If you've felt the weight of this hidden battle, if you've woken in the night knowing something bigger was happening, go to the comments and type 444. Let the other chosen ones know they're not alone. Let the spiritual realm know that you are aware, awake, and rising. Because the more you recognize your spiritual reality, the more strength you will find in it, and the less power exhaustion will hold over you. The world's demands versus spiritual calling. Chosen one. One of the deepest sources of your exhaustion is this constant tug-of-war between the world's expectations and your soul's mission. It's like living in two completely different dimensions at once. One tells you to hustle, to grind, to meet deadlines, to keep pushing no matter how you feel. The other, your divine calling, urges you to pause, to listen, to heal, to move with intention, not pressure. And when you try to satisfy both, you end up stretched thin, drained, spiritually depleted. This world is loud. It's always shouting, always demanding your attention, your energy, your time, notifications, responsibilities, noise everywhere. It's not designed for souls like yours. The system wasn't made for chosen ones. It was built for productivity, not purpose. It rewards busyness over balance, noise over stillness, appearances over authenticity. But your spirit craves something different. You long for quiet, for depth, for truth. And when you go too long without those things, it begins to wear you down. You're not just tired from doing too much. You're tired from doing things that don't align with your spirit. Tasks that feel meaningless, conversations that feel shallow, environments that suffocate your energy. Even if they seem harmless on the surface, your soul knows when it's not being fed. And when your soul starves, your body feels it. Your emotions feel it. It becomes a heaviness that's hard to explain to anyone who hasn't walked the same path. But you keep pushing, don't you? Because you were raised to believe rest is laziness. You were taught that productivity equals worth. So even when your spirit is pleading for stillness, you override it. You try to keep up. But chosen one, you were never meant to keep up. You were meant to wake up. You were never meant to follow the crowd. You were meant to be the signal that there's another way, a higher way, a divine way. Your spiritual calling doesn't follow society's timeline. It moves in seasons. It flows like nature. There are times to bloom and times to go inward. But the world only praises the blooming. It doesn't respect the stillness, the recovery, the reflection. And so you feel torn, like you're failing one world while trying to serve the other. But here's the truth. You are not here to serve both. You're here to live in alignment with your divine assignment, and sometimes that means saying no to what the world wants from you. This doesn't mean you abandon your responsibilities. It means you begin to prioritize differently. You start asking, does this nourish my spirit? Does this support my purpose? And if it doesn't, you adjust. You protect your peace like it's sacred. Because it is. You protect your time. You protect your energy.